Okay, so now I'm gonna say, pretend your classmates are really far away, okay? So they can't hear you anymore if you talk, and they can't see your hands because your fingers are too small. They can't see them. So how would you communicate a number to them? 3 times. So that's another way we can communicate. So what your classmate just did is I whispered to him the number 3, and he went 1, 2, 3. And you guys can see that, right?
So we have OneWeb here today, and they are launching satellites into lower orbit to be able to help increase connectivity across rural areas. And so we were one of 6 schools selected around the world to be able to participate in their efforts to be able to increase that connectivity. So we have 2 engineers from OneWeb that are meeting with classes today and providing education on what satellites are, what they can do for us, and then students are also understanding that they're going to be able to increase their connectivity to other places in the world where they probably wouldn't have the opportunity to be connected with otherwise.
Yeah, so we're here for our Empower Humanity outreach project, and we are a mission-driven company at OneWeb. It's really at the core of what we do. So we, in anticipation of our launch coming up on right now on Tuesday, we wanted to find 6 schools for one for each satellite in some of the most remote places in the world. We have a school in Nepal, and then we have schools in Ecuador and the Galapagos. That's one region. Honduras, Kyrgyzstan, and Rwanda. Anchorage is certainly the most connected of those, but like the diversity at Government Hill School is kind of why we chose it. We think it really represents the idea of unity and connectivity. So we're here to teach the kids about space and satellites and explain why it's important, and then eventually, when commercial services start, provide access for these students. And that's something that'll be common among all 6 locations, including in Anchorage. Oh, I was thrilled. They asked so many good questions, and that's sort of always the key for me with students of this age. Is less what they already know and more what they ask, and that sort of thirst for curiosity. And you could see it whenever we asked a question or gave them a fact. Almost every hand in the room would just shoot up, and they just wanted to learn more and to participate. And that's awesome. And that's been like a connecting factor across all of our schools. Is no matter how remote they are, if they're in Anchorage or if they're in rural Nepal, all these kids just really want to learn, and that's at the core of what we're trying to support. Yeah, so the students from Government Hill are going to get to name one of our satellites. Each school around the world gets to pick a name for one of our satellites, and that's how we'll refer to it from now on. That's just what we're going to call it, because every satellite needs a name so we can track it. And we just really want these students to have a stake in our launch in that way, and be like the responsible owners of this satellite and its names.
We are going to watch the live launch. We'll be able to stream it in classes, and then we're also going to be streaming it in the library as well for classes. Okay. So, yep, we're super excited.